Welcome back and happy Tuesday. This week I have another incredible guest and we're going to be talking about the democratization of alternative investing. So this week I have Milind Mehere, who is founder and CEO of Yieldstreet. Milind, thank you so much for being here.
It's my pleasure.
So I know if those of you who follow me on LinkedIn and Twitter and beyond know that I've been talking a lot about alt investing lately, and it's something that from my background, I've thought about a lot, as well as I was just telling Milind offline that a company that one of my banks acquired was an alternative IRA custodian. So with that, I think a lot of people are still kind of confused as to what it is that alt investing is. So Milind, I'd love for you to just give us a high level overview of the evolution of alt investing from your perspective.
So Scarlett, thanks for having me. I think the way to think about alts is actually pretty simplistic. Anything outside the traditional stock market and stocks and bonds can be considered as alternative investment. So the first thing that comes to mind for everybody is real estate, right? Whether it's a vacation home, an investment property, a rental property, that's super easy. But from there, you could go across the spectrum where you could invest in arts and collectibles, which has gathered a lot of momentum in the last year or so, all the way to cryptocurrencies and Bitcoin that could all be considered as alts. And then, if you're a pretty sophisticated investor or a family office, then you can think about things like farmland and timber. Like lumber is from a commodity perspective in a great conversation right now because the prices are so high. You could talk about buffalo farms in Latin America. And so it really covers the gamut. The question really is, what's your thesis on alts and how do you want it to complement your portfolio?
Yeah, absolutely. And by the way, I realized I didn't mention this, but you and I are both in New York, although I am very jealous, are out and about, living the life in New York City. And I'm a little bit, uptown, a bit stuck in my office. But I think that's really helpful. So how and where does Yieldstreet fit into this whole space of alt investing?
So Scarlett, when you think about all things investing, you should think really about the thesis. So Yieldstreet really breaks it down into three categories that we look for. Current yield, hence the name Yieldstreet. Capital appreciation, so is the value going to increase over time? And then the last one is really distressed or dislocation, especially coming out of pandemic last year. What happened to the broadly to the economy? I think there's going to be a tremendous opportunity in distress and dislocation. If you think about those three major themes or theses, then you talk about asset classes, and so Yieldstreet really focuses on real estate, commercial real estate, industrial, things like that, all the way to art investing, marine lending, private credit that includes purchase order financing, supply chain financing, automotive portfolio of automotive loans, as well as legal financing, which is something that is very unique to Yieldstreet. Yieldstreet was one of the first platforms to really offer legal and litigation finance as an investable asset class to retail investors.
So you cover a lot, right? I mean, obviously art is super exciting. Legal, maybe from the surface level, less exciting, but also amazing to think about. You could invest in that asset class. So when you think about all that encompasses all investing and the future of the space, what excites you the most?
For me, alternatives is leveling the playing field for an average investor. So if you think about institutions, right, the smartest people in the world, they have 10 times more exposure to alts. 60-40 is dead. And JP Morgan actually came out with this report 2 months ago that really outlined that alts is not actually optional, but mandatory for every portfolio. So what does that mean for you? What it really means is that if you're an institutional investor or an ultra high net worth or a family office, your money is working for you when you're sleeping. So that's the question every consumer needs to ask. Like, hey, is my money working for me when I'm sleeping, when I'm not actually working? What is the concept of self-driving money? We talk about autonomous cars all the time, right? Can my money automatically compound and build wealth over time? See, listen, there's no shortcut to wealth management, to investing. So what excites me about alts is that it can add that component to your existing portfolio that can really modernize your portfolio. And so, when you think about generating income, when you think about paying for that vacation or buying that house or buying that car, can some of this investment complement your existing portfolio, modernize your portfolio, and really put you on a path where the money is driving itself, right? And through technology and data, I think alternatives can truly do that in today's ecosystem.
I certainly agree. And I have to say, your passion is palpable through the screen. Even though we're not together in person, I feel your energy, and it is really exciting when you sit there and think about the opportunities for everyone. And that's why we talked about the kind of the democratization of alt investing. So I want to let you get back to your busy day. So thank you so much for your time. For all of you, Milind's full Q&A will be below. There are lots of gems in there that we didn't get to right now. And if you want to find out more about Yieldstreet, there's a lot of details below as well. So outside of that, thank you so much. And we'll see you again next Tuesday.
Thank you.